It's been a while. But I'm back. Kind of. Sort of. Not really. Uh, you can probably tell by the setup. I'm not at home and I don't really have, the right equipment. I brought my mic, which is literally just standing there without, you know, the little tripod that I always have it on. So yeah, I don't know how this will come out, but I'll try to do a one take to give you guys my opinion on the first four episodes of House of the Dragon because I got a first glimpse. I watched the first four episodes. And I just want to give you some thoughts. And yeah, as you know, I don't think season two was all of that, apart from the very first four episodes, which, there's this nice, funny similarity now where when I got the screeners for season two, I praised them, and then I really meant it, and I still do. I think those four episodes of the first half of season two was really good. And I think the second episode of the second season is one of the best episodes we have in this franchise. So I still stand by that. But then they came in, and then we had what we had, and I wasn't happy with that. So I kind of made a fool of myself, and here I am talking about it again. So without further yapping, what did I think about the very first episodes of season three? I'm very, very mixed. And I think your enjoyment of this show will depend on whether or not you're going to be forgiving for the many, 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 many changes they're doing to the source material, which, I'm very famously not really a big fan of. I think if you change things, you have to be complementary to the story you're telling, the story you are adapting. So, for example, what they did with King Viserys in season one was obviously phenomenal, in my opinion at least, and that's the sort of changing that you not only can but have to do while adapting a story, and I'm fine with that. So I'm not like going sentence by sentence and throwing fits over something not being there, but I'm talking huge changes, and it completely changes the dynamics of this whole show. I think from episode 4 onwards, the best thing I could compare it to season 6 of Game of Thrones. Season 6 of Game of Thrones, spectacle, 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 huge battles, emotional stuff, and some things that you just cling to and enjoy. But what I gotta give them right from the get-go, talking about the Battle of the Gullet, is that they have a way better understanding of how to do a battle that's not just about spectacle, but it's about emotions. And I think one thing that they really nailed out of the park was everything that had to do with Alan. Alan of Hall is my MVP of these first four episodes, along with Emma Darcy. Such an insane performance, made me really emotional. And Steve Toussaint, who finally gets to be the main character I wanted him to be from the get-go, from season 1. Yeah, those are kind of like talking about the performances. And what else can I say? It's I think the music is quite nice. Wow, what a review. For fuck's sake. So you see, this is how you know that I am not used to doing this anymore, because now I'm here and I have to renew my parking ticket. Be right back. I think that the changes, I think I should go more in detail about the changes. What irks me, what kind of annoys me, is there seems to be this ongoing attempt at improving things. So they deliberately choose to not go for either of the biased tellings from Fire and Blood, which is fine in itself, but then they take some things and then take their own spin on it, and like I'd say 90% of the time it's worse than what they could have adapted from Fire and Blood, and it's a real shame because this is just such a roller coaster with these episodes. It's like I'd say the first and the third one are good. Especially the third one I really enjoyed, which is like very conceptual. It's a very conceptual episode, even though not as as conceptual as it was, marketed to be. Still very, very good. I really like that it took this insanely fast pacing, by the way, insanely fast, just stuff happening all the time, and slowed it down for a while, which, I'm always here for. And it felt like a courtroom drama from the 90s, something you'd see, where we follow this lawyer around, and he has 7 billion meetings, and it gets stressful. Really cool. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But the thing I was getting at is that, it's just hit or miss the entire time. Like, there's this beautiful, amazing scene, that the one I talked about earlier with Emma Darcy, a scene that really moved me, and then it follows up and stuff happens, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, come on. But I guess that really sums it up. I think there are things that I can enjoy, there are things that I think are not good. And going forward, I think it just becomes clear that House of the Dragon is not telling the story of Fire and Blood. It tells its own story with Fire and Blood elements. And that is kind of similar to to Game of Thrones post season 4. The best season I compare, like the 4 episodes I've seen, and haven't seen the full thing, is season 6 of Game of Thrones. There's stuff you'll enjoy. There's stuff, I think, they're trying a more comedic approach. And then there's stuff that happens that's just unnecessary, or they take their own spin on it, and I didn't really agree with the decisions that were made. Another interesting thing is the music. It's still Ramin Djawadi for the show, and he took his own spin on the Game of Thrones intro, so it's slightly adjusted, very dark musically. The entire tone of these 4 episodes is very dark, so it fits. It's nice atmospherically. So all in all, everything summed up, I think this show is at its best when it focuses on the characters and their emotional connections and yada yada yada, apart from a few things that I not allowed to talk about, but we'll get there in a couple of weeks on the Grease Goblins live stream. So I think it's at its best when it doesn't try to improve things or try to add spectacle where we don't need it, and try to, how can we drama this up, and it's like it feels like they're constantly afraid. They're constantly taking chances while writing, and but it's still very entertaining. I gotta say, now with this more relaxed approach, I felt, I was doing it to myself for season 2 because I saw the changes in season 1. I saw some of the other changes, and I still expected a very faithful adaptation, which is not what this is. And now this more relaxed approach, I'm like, it's good. It's good television. There's stuff that's phenomenal. Like I mentioned, Abu Bakr Salim, incredible. Both Hall brothers, really, really good. Steve Toussaint, Emma Darcy. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. I am looking forward to doing the live streams with Grease and Becky Does Blog and JC from The Advocate and on occasion. And I will also release 2 interviews that I got the chance to do, which are going to be out soon. You'll see who I got to talk to, which was kind of cool. I gotta say, I really enjoyed talking to both of them. And yeah, I think that's just gonna be it. I'm sorry, I don't have a good setup. I have no time for editing whatsoever, so this is what you're gonna get today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this mess, and I'll be seeing you very soon. Bye bye.